friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video, I'm going to share a quick unboxing of the Stories by the Month kit for August 2021, and then I'm also going to take you through my story planning process to show you how I'm planning to use all of these products to help me tell my stories this month. So let's go through the product first. We have 5 4x6 journaling cards that include "Joy is even greater when it comes unexpected," a quote card here. This one that's got these circles that you could totally punch out and use as embellishments, or you could use them as journaling spots, or all different kinds of things. This card's really, really cool. Memories with "So love these August memories" in the middle. Learning these things about myself and life right now, and then this really kind of retro looking floral pattern. It could be a floral pattern or an asterisk pattern, or a butterfly pattern. It kind of has the look of all of those to me. Then our 3x4 card set, we have "Deep Breaths," it's all just a lot right now. "Life Goes On," "Thankful, Thankful, Thankful," documenting the good stuff. This one with these tiny little tags, 1 through 4. These are adorable. "Around Here," stories of life, who, what, when, where, and why. August looks like this. "Let us come alive to the splendor around us and see the beauty of ordinary things." And then this card that has these 3 kind of overlapping circle shapes. In addition to the cards, we also have a tiny phrase sticker set. These ones are on a hot pink type of color with white writing. Ooh, say that 5 times fast. We have a 3x4 stamp set with the sentiments. August looks like this. "Around Here," stories of life, memories, and then a half circle, and then this half speckled circle, which I think would be really fun to make some different elements for a page. The chipboard set is tag shaped. So we have "Love You Always." We have that same pattern on half of an oval shape. "Find joy and write it down." "More time doing this." "Good stuff," and "So love this story." So those are all chipboard pieces. And then we also have 6 wood veneer shapes that are the same circles from that journaling card earlier. So if I pull that back out here, you will see that they all match the circles on the card, which I think is a really cool element to this month's kit. Okay, so that is everything that you get in the kit, and it all comes in a plastic pouch. So if you guys have never seen me unbox one of these before, the plastic pouches are awesome for this actual story planning and setting stuff inside of them in order to tell those stories later. So that is typically how I go about doing my planning process. Okay, so I'm going to get you on fast forward here and go ahead and set myself up with enough product to do a week of project life, and then also somewhere between 2 and 4 additional stories to tell with this product. So let's go ahead and speed you up and dive right in. All right, so I'm going to get started with my story planning by first going through all of my cards here to see if anything has the word August in it. And I'm just going to set that to the left side of my desk here to go into my August stories by the month, not stories by the month, my August project life spread is what I am trying to say. So there's really only 2 cards in this kit that have the word August in it. One is the card that says memories. It's a 4x6, and it just says something like "loving these August stories." And then there is another one that says "August looks like this." So I initially put the memories one over to the left-hand side, but I actually really like it for a story. So I'm just kind of debating between the 2. Then, because there wasn't a ton of product for specifically the month of August, I went back through my 3x4 cards and pulled out 3 of them that have the same sort of type, or, you know, the words at the top of them are in the same type. There's the "Deep Breaths," "Around Here," and "Thankful, Thankful, Thankful." So those 3 look very similar, and I like the idea of using those as a repetitive element in my project life spread. I also set another card over there that has the layered circles on it, figuring that I could use that for some kind of date stamping, since that's typically how I start all of my Project Life spreads. I don't use the week and the week number, I just date stamp them. And then usually for the first or second week of each month, I throw in the, August or July or whatever month it is, looks like this. I went ahead and pulled out some other products just to throw in the pile as well. The thing you can see kind of on top of the pile right now is a pad of half circles. Those were from an older Day in the Life kit, I believe from 2020. And I have a whole bunch of those left with the colors that go perfectly with this month's kit. So I pulled that out and figure that what I could probably do with those is put them on a couple of the photos or maybe all of the photos for that week and write in a little bit of extra journaling about those particular photos. So that's just a way for me to use more of my older product. I set for now the chipboard tag that has the asterisk looking pattern into my Project Life pile as well, thinking that might be where I add my date stamps for the week, potentially. And then I also have the tiny phrase sticker set in that section as well. So for the rest of this, I started pairing things up based on how they could help me tell the story. So for example, there are 6 circle wood veneer pieces, and when there is a repetitive shape like that, I love to use it as a bullet point. So a section or it's not even a section, it's an element that helps to draw your eye to a block of text. And by having that repeated on a page, it makes it look very aesthetically pleasing, but also helps to break up a larger portion of journaling into bite-sized chunks. So that is one of my absolute favorite ways to add journaling onto my spreads. I also love the 4x6 card that has the circles on it. And I was thinking that something I can do with that is potentially cut those circles out and use them in the same way where they could be bullet points, or I could also potentially use them in a 2x2 pocket. So for now, I am planning to use that particular card and then also the Love You Always tag in a 6x8 spread. For the Life Goes On card, I've paired that with the tiny tags 1 through 4 and also 2 more of the chipboard tags. That one I also want to do a 2x2 page and just have a little bit of journaling in there with some photos. I'm thinking I will do one of them for my daughter and one of them for my son. Then at the bottom there, I have the journaling card that says Learning that I have decided to pair with the black asterisk pattern as well as the chipboard piece. So I took it out of the Project Life and put it into this pile. And I'm going to use that to tell a story, just a personal journaling type of story in my 6x8 family album. I really loved the circle or the half circle stamps that came in that Stories by the Month stamp set. So that I also wanted to pull out and do something with it. So I have pulled that aside into a potential traveler's notebook or pocket page notebook spread. And then I have one more, I believe, set aside, which is all of the products that had the word joy in it that I thought would be perfect for coming up with a way to document my Finding Joy in July project. Okay, so now what we're going to do is start actually sketching things out and putting them into pockets. So first things first, those cards that you saw me pull out right there are all going to go into my Project Life spread. So I've got the half circle pad there. I cut out a label sticker that I could add on top of those layered circles to add my date stamping. I had all of those repetitive element journaling cards in there. And then I also had the August looks like this and a quote card that's in the same text as July looks like this. So that I'm going to set aside. For now, I'm going to keep the tiny phrase sticker set out because I believe at this point when I am planning, I'm thinking, I might actually have a use for this in some of these other projects. So I'm going to hold it to the side and see if I want to use it anywhere else before putting it into the Project Life. And then if I do end up using it for another project, I will use it there first because I will finish all of these other projects before going to that Project Life spread. So then the rest of them will just get added into the Project Life packet. Okay, so we're going to start first with this spread here, which this one, my plan is to use for Isabella. And one of the things I wanted to do this month was to create 2 layouts that have the same design elements, but I mean, they'll be slightly different because one's going to be tags and one's going to be circles. But it will go one of them into Isabella's album and one of them into Jonah's album. So both of them are going to include the 2x2 page in my 6x8 album. I'm going to alternate the tags in there. So some of them will have the journaling, and then I'm also going to use those 2 smaller chipboard tags, which are, you know, a little bit smaller than the journaling spots, but not so small that it's like really bothersome to the eye. So I'm just going to add those in like they are extra ones. I decided that the Life Goes On journaling card really didn't go with this story very well, and to just forego it and throw that into the pile with the Traveler's Notebook. So then on the right hand side, I'm going to put a large photo in there, put the last tag at the bottom with some twine in it just as a title for this page. And then I decided that I wanted to tell the story about going to the splash pad recently, or picking some photos from a recent day at the park with Izzy. So one of those, just to talk about getting outside and spending time together and how nice that's been lately. I forgot to add the little journaling bits. I started working on the other one and thought, wait a second, I didn't put any journaling on that page at all. And then I pulled it back out and remembered, oh yeah, there's spots in those little tags. So that's where my journaling will go. It'll just be a short story since those are so small. There's, you know, not a ton of text can fit on those 4 little tags. So then you're going to see that this design is exactly the same. It's just going to be circles this time. So this one's going to go into Jonah's story album, which is also a 6x8. So we're alternating the photos and the circles that I'm going to fussy cut out of the card there. And then I will add text into the circles and use this to do a similar story for him going, I think I'm going to do the splash pad. And Isabella, I might pick some photos from a day that we went downtown, just so that they are slightly different stories for the 2 of them. Okay, now moving on, I'm going to plan out a page to go into my own family story 6x8 album. Now, the sizing on this is a little bit different because I had a space in that album that I needed to fill in. So sometimes when I'm planning, I will pull out my in progress albums and find those blank spots where I need to fill in a layout. For this one, I am working on the back side of a 6x8 page, and then on the right hand side, I'm working on the back of a 4.875 by 8.25 page. So it's basically a Traveler's Notebook-ish size page. So what I'm going to do is use some of that black pattern at the top and the bottom of the 6x8 page, fussy cut out the learning word, because my cardstock is not the same color as the cardstock on these cards. So if I were to put that card straight down onto my cardstock, it would have a slight color, discoloration. So I'm just going to fussy cut the word out and put that onto my page, which will also give me a little bit of dimension. And then I will add a stamp underneath it because I like having the sentiment under there, but there is no way I'm going to be able to fussy cut that thing out. So I went and grabbed my stamp set. I don't remember what it's called, but it's from the Storytelling Basics collection. And if I see the title here, I'll tell you. And I'm going to use a stamp that says like hours or minutes, hours, days, weeks, years. Oh, what's it called? Today looked like this. What? Today looked like this, I think is what it's called. Anyway. So I'm going to use that to stamp a sentiment underneath, and then my asterisk chipboard pieces from the Storytelling Basics collection will become my bullet points for 5 sections of journaling where I can add 5 things that I am currently learning right now, which we are always learning about something, right? So I think that will be a fun story to reflect on, what is it that I am learning right now? So this next layout here is probably the one I am most excited about. However, it is one that I'm not going to be able to actually create until we get to August. And that might, depending on things in August, I may or may not even get to it till September. So we'll see. So currently in July, my friend Leslie is doing, she's at Scrap and Tell on Instagram. She is doing a daily challenge for the crafting community called, it's hashtag Finding Joy in July. And every day it's to document one thing that brought you joy that day. So right now, all I'm doing is collecting photos and words. I haven't put anything together. I haven't even thought about what to put together until today I was planning. So there were these two, a card and a chipboard piece that said something about joy. So one says, find joy and write it down, which is exactly what we're doing. And the other one says, joy is even greater when it comes unexpected. And I love that too. So what I thought I could do is something a little wild, and that's to create a 12 by 12 spread layout where I have 31 2x2 photos from the 31 days of July. And then the 32nd square, which is down in the bottom corner, I can add the dates into that square. And then in the middle of that spread, I can put the tag that says find joy and write it down. And then on top of this entire spread, I will put a transparency, which I'll pull out here in just a second, along with the joy is even greater card. And I'm going to flank that with the asterisk black pattern just to give it a little bit of pop off of the transparency that you'll see. So that's just going to be like an intro page, and then you'll be able to flip that over. I'm going to put some journaling on the back side of that to explain what the challenge is and why I decided to participate and all that kind of stuff. And then behind it, you'll see all of my 31 photos. And the kicker on this is I'm planning to make those interactive. So where the photos can flip up to show my journaling, my joy journaling underneath. So it's going to be like ridiculous. But I think that it'll be a really fun and different way to document this project that's not necessarily turning it into its own album. It's just going to be a layout. And that seems a little bit lower impact for me, even though there's the whole making it interactive piece. But it does feel a little less overwhelming to just do it on one layout. So I'm very excited to get to that. But of course, we have to get to the end of July for me to have all 31 things in July. Okay, so moving on to the next one. This card right here that says memories is the one that says like something about August. Love these August stories, I think is what it says, which I'm going to create a layout with this that has nothing to do with August. So I found that one of the wood veneer circles fits in the middle of the O perfectly. So what I'm going to do is create another 12 by 12 layout, which by the way, I'm loving this 12 by 12 size in this particular style, this really grid-like clean lines style. It's like totally my jam. So what I'm going to do is take the memories card there. I'm going to cut off the card right underneath the word memories so that I can put that on the upper left-hand side. Then I'm going to put the wood veneer, 5 of them, circles down the middle, using those as bullet points like I talked about earlier to create journaling for documenting some of my favorite memories from going to Disney with Isabella back in the summer of 2017. So I'm going to go back in time to tell a story from when Izzy was much younger. She would have been 2.5 at the time. I want to create a degree of separation between the title and my cardstock, again, because the colors are slightly off. So by adding the black and white pattern in between memories and the journaling, it's going to help bridge that gap and make it less distinctive that there is a color differentiation. So I'm also adding in my tiny phrase stickers because I'd like to create a line that goes down the side of the photo, almost like pattern paper, but it will be the stickers. And then I'm also going to, what else did I throw in there? Oh, I also threw in some of those puffy sticker numbers so I can add numbers 1 through 5 onto the wood veneer circles. All right, So last but not least, we're going to work on a spread that will go inside of my pocket page notebook, which it's been a long time since I've worked in this one. I feel like I've missed a couple of months in there. Typically, I will add one spread in each month just to do some kind of journaling about life in general. But it's been a while, so it'll feel kind of good to get another spread done in this album. A pocket page notebook is a notebook where there are two plain white papers, just like a traveler's notebook, but in between them is a traveler's notebook sized pocket. I get these notebooks from a store in Australia called the Stamp Spot, which I will try to remember to leave a link to in the description of this video, or for sure in the description of the video where I actually do that spread. So my plan is to use my stamp set to create circle journaling spots, and they're just going to be like little tiny snippets of story, which I'm not totally sure what that's going to be yet. Usually I figure that out when I actually sit down and write it and just kind of brain dump on a page. So I'm going to use that, put a photo on the left-hand side, and then I'm going to fussy cut out the Life Goes On and stitch it either onto the pocket itself or onto a piece of like just clear transparency, and then put that down inside of the pocket. So that will become my interactive piece. I threw a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock into the one of the spreads I missed earlier, and then that is it. All right, friends, that completes my story planning for today. So out of our August Stories by the Month kit for 2021, I pulled out enough product to do a week of Project Life, and then another 6 stories that I was able to come up with to have this kit help me tell during this month. I hope that you enjoyed seeing all of these story ideas come to be. If you did, I would love a thumbs up on this video down below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see all of my future crafty content as well. I will have another video posting today as well that will take you through the process of one of these spreads, so make sure to keep your eye out for that. And then I will be back again throughout the course of the next week with a bunch of different videos coming your way. So hopefully I'll see you back here for those. All right, friends. Well, until next time, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye, friends.